That's not English, Brian. It's German.
Oh,
So what I told you was true, from a certain point of view.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to A Certain Point of View. Really good to see everyone, as it's been a few weeks since we've been on the air. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We are here tonight for a kind of relaxation Q&A style episode. We're going to be taking you guys' questions throughout the show, have a few different topics that we're going to bring up sporadically, and we're also going to catch up with each other because it's been a while. We've all been gallivanting. I feel like we've all been all over the place, doing different things, and except for Brian maybe. But we're gonna do a bunch of talk about a bunch of things tonight, and excited to do so. As you can see, the whole crew's here. We're gonna get to everybody here in a second. But as I mentioned, it's a Q&A style show, so make sure you guys are leaving your questions in the chat. You can use the Streamlabs link. You guys can use the super chat, and we will be answering questions. They can be movie, TV related. They can be life related. They can be anything you want. Just leave a question for us. We'll discuss it, whether it's just a simple question or a topic. Go ahead and bring it up. But yeah, let's check in with everybody, see how everybody's doing. Jill had quite the weekend, so I'm going to leave her for last because I want to hear a little bit about it. Molly, how you been doing?
I'm good. We had absolutely fantastic weather all weekend. It was like high 60s, low 70s. It's been really windy, but the wind finally died down, so we were outside like a ton this weekend. It was really nice. We went to a fun concert Saturday night. I forget which night it was, but it was called Tony Hawk Fest, and it was a bunch of bands doing covers of songs from the Tony Hawk Pro Skater games.
Oh my god.
That's pretty cool.
We didn't really know what to expect because we didn't know any of the bands, but it was awesome. It was so fun. The venue is one of my favorite venues. It's in a place called Little 5 Points, and that was where we all had our first pickleback. So it's a very special place in our hearts. They don't do picklebacks anymore, though, which I'm sad about.
Gross.
But now they have a little downstairs bar that shows old Indian zombie movies. Also fun.
Interesting.
What an interesting place. An interesting
Little
place.
5. If you ever come to Atlanta, I'll show you around. The whole place is interesting.
Have either you and Alex played Tony Hawk Pro Skater?
Yes.
Okay.
I had the first 2 games. I was really bad at it, but I just remember the songs being amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I have the remastered, and it's
Same.
Chef's Kiss. Can't wait to show Bo. It is Chef's Brian, what about you?
Can you hear the helicopter? I think there's literally a helicopter sitting above my house.
No.
Can't hear it.
No?
Mm-mm.
I don't know. As long as I don't hear, please stay inside, and then I'm fine.
Don't leave your homes.
Because Jake, it's flying away now. I'm good. Let's see. What have I been up to other than nothing? I got to meet Bo. He's the cutest baby ever. He's hilarious, especially when he laughs.
Oh,
That's my favorite. At Kylo, especially.
Oh.
Yeah, he is. I don't know if he knows what Kylo is, but he's starting to pick up on like the object of Kylo. And Gabby got a video of this was before Brian came over of Kylo's tail wagging and Bo just laughing at the tail.
no.
And Brian hadn't seen Kylo in over 6 months at least. And Kylo gets very excited because Kylo lived with Brian for 2 years, so he knows who he is. And he got super excited, and Bo was just watching like Kylo do these like jumps and everything, and just laughing. So.
He had like mini zoomies because I hid my head on the couch, so like he couldn't see who it was, so he had to come over and like sniff me, and like once he immediately like picked up on the scent, he starts like smacking his nose into my face, and then he just started doing the crazy, and then Bo just was laughing. It was so funny.
Yesterday, Gabby got a video of him like he knows like there's something there, and he's really into waving his arm, so he was like patting but swatting Kylo on the head, just like.
Oh,
And Kylo was just sitting there taking it, which is
it's
nice.
like, this is fine.
Yeah.
He's adorable. But yeah, other than that, nothing too exciting. Same old. Yeah. Ooh.
Nice.
What
Yeah.
video games have you been playing?
Well, you caught me on my Switch. I know that because I saw
Mhm.
on yours. Although I didn't know the game that you were playing.
Yeah, I've been buying these like short little story games and just giving them a try because I need to play more video games.
Fair. I've been playing a mix of my Switch and my Xbox. My Switch, I just haven't updated my Disney Dreamlight Valley in forever, which is basically like a Disney version of Animal Crossing. So been on that like crazy. And then Jill, I've been meaning to tell you. So I got the like, I don't know what it's called, Xbox Game Pass or whatever.
Yeah.
One of those things. And I don't know if it's on PlayStation because you don't have an Xbox.
Mm-mm.
But there's this game that is literally called, I think, Disneyland.
Oh yeah.
And that's the whole entire thing takes place in Disneyland, and the whole entire like goal is to like fill up a photo album, get your like the character.
I think it's on I think it's on PlayStation and PC too. I think
it is the stupidest fun game I've
So it's like
played.
a simulation of going to the
going
park?
to Disneyland.
Of going to Disneyland.
Yeah.
Except
That's kind of neat.
it's fun. Except the rides are like levels. Unfortunately, I
Disneyland Adventures.
think that's what it is. It came out in like 2017.
Yeah, it's a couple of years old.
But the rides aren't like you just go on the ride. Like it's like a
2011, by the way.
no
Mini game.
It's not that old.
It's pretty old.
This was an Xbox 360 game, Brian.
Is it really that old?
They need to make a.
Oh shit, you're right.
They need to make a roller coaster tycoon Disneyland game.
That would be so fun.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, but the fun part about Roller Coaster Tycoon is when you make the rides that explode. And Disneyland
Disney would not allow you.
They would not allow
that's
that,
fair.
you
That's
know.
fair. That's fair.
When the
So-
roller coaster just doesn't have an ending track and you
And
just
it goes
launch them
poof.
into the face.
Mhm,
Fair.
mhm.
But yeah,
Maybe
that game's
like-
been making me think you would probably waste so many hours like I have playing that game.
I can also just,
Go to the park. Yeah, you
Fair.
guys have like wristbands now.
We got passes. We could just go.
That is fair. That is very fair. Well,
You want to know how old this is, Brian? This is a games for Windows video game.
Oh,
It's also for the Kinect, which
That's
that
how
tells
old it
you
is.
Oh, wow.
How old it is. It's fun if you want like a mindless, just do stupid tasks and stuff type game. It's fun, but that's the only other game that I've been wasting my time on. What I was gonna start. What is it called? Skyrim.
Mm-hmm.
I was debating between that and Elden Rings,
Elder Scrolls.
Elder Scrolls.
something like that. But Shaw told me, Jake, that I would hate it, so I didn't.
Those games are
You should
A
learn by
lot.
now. Don't
They're intense. Yeah.
No, well, that's what they said. They said it's like you have to actually try to even be like, you have to like learn to not even be like good at the game. Like you have to try to just even like play.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was like,
You can't half-ass it. You have to. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not about that life. But yeah.
I played a game called Lake that I've since finished, but
It's just called Lake.
it's called Lake, and it's
It's
set
over the equal
in
tree.
like 1987, and You are like a computer program writer who has to go to the town that you grew up in to take over for your dad's job as the mailman for 2 weeks. And you just go around and deliver mail and like chit chat with people that you used to know in the town and figure out what the new town drama is. And like there's a couple of different story options where you can like have a romantic fling with multiple people if you choose to. Not at the same time. There's like different paths you can take, but
Yay, polygamy.
yeah, I met a girl at a video store and she's my girlfriend now, and we ran off together. We ran off together in an RV. And
Molly, have you played Unpacking?
No. Oh, I've heard of it though.
It's another like kind of like just chill game, but it's basically like you go through different stages of life and it's basically just you have to unpack the boxes and like figure out a way to get them to all fit in the room. But it's
God, that sounds like a game for me.
Like, and that's just like the game, but it's like you like grow. It's like you moving into your dorm, or then like you moving into like your partner, and like you break up with your partner. So
okay, wait, what is this called?
It's like Tetris. That sounds like
kind of, but
I was gonna bring up Dino Park Dan. It sounds like a game for a Hallmark movie. That's exactly what it feels like.
I was gonna say it sounds like the housewife version of a video game.
Unpacking.
But it was cool because there are so many different options story-wise for what you can do. You can stay in the town and work there, or you can leave, or like there's a bunch of different options.
Sounds like the better version of WandaVision.
Is someone vacuuming?
That's okay. So I figured out what it was. It wasn't a helicopter. It is something's happening outside.
Are they like cleaning their roads?
Yeah, it's outside.
It sounds like they're inside your apartment. Brian.
Yeah, it sounds like somebody is vacuuming.
Vacuuming the yard.
No, I think it's like a street something. I don't know. Don't ask me. But it's outside. It's like literally right behind.
Interesting.
I can hit the mute button if it's annoying.
No, you're fine.
I almost played Goat Simulator. No, is it Goat?
Yeah, there's Goat Simulators.
And because I remembered what is it that you were gonna play? Like
the Goose Game?
No, she was gonna play one of those types of games, and that's what made me think.
Power Wash Simulator.
Oh yeah,
Gosh, I still want to play.
Are these games what they sound like?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Yes.
Power Wash Simulator. You're just like power washing different
It gives you different things to power wash. I think you can power wash like a spaceship or
my God.
a car.
And you get like points based on how good it is?
I guess. It's
probably how fast.
Might be a game that's made for me.
Relaxing.
They also
have a game that's made for me.
Farm Simulator.
What are you trying to say, Brian?
Oh, I didn't even think about that. But yeah. But yeah, no. Oh no, there's tons. You're just like, wow, they really made a game for that. I mean, Power Wash Simulator.
All right, interesting. Jill, what about you? You had quite the weekend.
Yeah.
What are you doing over there?
We went to Scottsdale for Sean's sister's wedding this weekend, and Sean and I were in the wedding, which was fun. Yeah, it was a good time. It was cold. The drive was long. It was good. It was nice. It's always fun to hang out with his family. He's a big, huge.
Does his entire family live there?
No, just his sister.
Got it.
So everyone went out there for it. It was a good time. It was fun.
Scottsdale, is that where everyone wants to go for their bachelorette party?
That's where I went for my girlfriend's bachelorette party. It's a cool little place.
My sister's doing Austin, your favorite place.
Austin's the place.
That'd be fun.
Tell her to protect her goods, because that place can be scary.
Oh.
Not those goods.
Yeah. I told her, go to a hoedown, don't be a hoedown. And she got that.
I have some great bar recommendations, although it might have changed since I've been.
It's funny because I actually said, oh, Jake loves going there and blah, blah, blah. She's like, good, I'm going to ask you to ask him all these blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay.
Terry Black's Barbecue is the one that everybody wants to go to.
I don't think she's worried about food as much as she's worried about.
I went to Austin for food, so
that's what I would do.
Rainy Street is more of the vibe that I like personally than 6th Street. 6th Street can be essentially what like a mini Vegas is. There's promoters standing outside bars. Hey, come this way, come this way. And it can be very overwhelming. But yeah. I spent the last week in Hawaii.
That vacuum is getting louder and louder, Brian.
Yeah.
I turned it off and turned back on, but finish what you were saying, Jake, because I found a game that's perfect for Jake.
I spent the last week in Hawaii, and we were there for a wedding. Gabby, one of her best friends, her childhood best friends, got married, and she was in the wedding. We went to Oahu, because Bo wasn't allowed to be at the wedding. My parents came with us and watched him while we were at all the wedding festivities, which was super nice. We went from Saturday to Friday. Never been to Oahu. Can't really complain about it being Hawaii. Obviously, very beautiful and nice and great weather. First time he's experienced the heat because it's been cold here.
Mm-hmm.
So he got wiped out a lot faster than he does here. A lot hotter, obviously, and everything. But yeah, it was nice. I hadn't been to Hawaii in a long time, so it was very, very cool. Ate a lot of fish, which I loved.
Oh yeah.
You gotta dive all in on the fish and sushi and everything, which we did, which was a lot of fun. So.
Any particular reason for Hawaii, or just because?
So from what I know, we went to Oahu. The bride took the groom to Oahu there for the first time on like one of their not one of their like early vacations, but it was the first time he ever went to Hawaii. And they're both Filipino.
Got it.
And so it kind of just made sense for them. There was actually only 49 people at the wedding.
Nice.
It was super small, like
That's
super.
so nice.
Like I'll never ever go to a wedding like that ever again, just because that usually never happens.
No, God, I wish ours was 49 people.
Yeah, well, I wish mine was 49 people too. But yeah, it was a very cool.
I wish
experience.
mine was 4 or 9 people.
Just the cultures are so different, obviously, and it wasn't like massively different, but there were definitely some additions that came from their culture, which is very cool to experience for the first time. And fun fact, I was the only white person at the wedding. So
Oh, look at you.
Wow.
yeah,
How does that feel?
legitimate. It was weird, but it made sense. Yeah, there was not a single other white person at that wedding. So I felt like just like a complete standout because of how white I am.
Well,
Yeah.
Did they all stand around waiting for you to dance?
No, thank God. So actually, that's
there's
what
this
was
white boy to dance.
so that's what was different about it, is that there wasn't like a dance party aspect of it. They
It's
did,
hard
like,
to have
the
a
first-
dance party when there's only 49.
Yeah, well, they did like the whole first dance and mother and son and all
Mhm.
that, and then they did the speeches, and we did. It was a 6-course meal, which was incredible.
Whoa.
Like it was like Kahlua pork Caesar salad and lamb chops and like this whole thing. It was crazy.
Yeah.
But then after, because it took so long, after they had scheduled to go to the club at 11 o'clock at night, and we're like, yeah, no, sorry, we got a 6-month-old, we got to fly tomorrow. Peace out. We'll see you guys later. This was awesome. This was a lot of fun. So we didn't do that aspect, but we were there for. And Gabby had been up since like 4:30. She was scheduled to get her hair done at 5 a.m.
Oh my gosh.
I was lucky. My hair doesn't start until 8. So
And the wedding wasn't until 5 in the evening time.
Ugh.
So
that was
she
like
had-
ours, yeah.
So she had been up all day, and she was like, I gotta go
Tap
to
out.
sleep. Like I can't do this anymore. So
Did they serve the purple potatoes?
no,
What are
they
those
didn't.
called? They're like potatoes. They're like a root vegetable that's really big in Hawaii. I forget what they're called.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. though.
Poi.
Poi.
Yeah.
But I did do fun little fact. I did do we did the Jurassic Park tour because we
I
were
saw
on
that
a
on your
Yeah,
story.
we did that
Super
too when
cool.
we went.
super cool. I got eaten by T-Rex, which was awesome.
Oh, no.
Saw the Kong Skull Island skulls. That was a lot of fun. So, all right. as I mentioned up top, and as I put in the chat, questions from the chat, please leave those, guys. We're doing kind of a topic show based on what you guys want answered, things that you may want to be talked about. I see a few in here already, which I will get to here in a little bit. But I want to start with the super chat we got. This one comes from Scotty Heron. Thank you so much, Scotty. Where in X-Men 97 would you put a Cerveza Crystal ad?
I got one. Right when Jean Grey is having her baby.
Oh my God.
What comes out? Cerveza Crystal.
Oh my God. That is pretty good. That is pretty good. That's a tough one. I mean, you're probably not going to beat that one. I'm trying to think of all the moments that we've seen so far. Brian and Jill, have you guys watched this?
Nope.
Oh, I gotta watch this.
I'm
So
making my
good.
way through the other seasons. I'm like at season 4.
Okay.
Could have
Yeah,
been part of like the newest episode when they're like in the video game. It'd be cool if there was a Cerveza Crystal thing in the game.
There's a ton of things in the Jubilee episode for sure. I was thinking even in the premiere when Cyclops does his superhero landing, like he could say something relating to it when he does the superhero landing.
Yeah.
No, there's a lot. There's definitely a lot. Oh, there's one. Boo says when Storm is reaching out to feel moisture.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I like that. Yeah, X-Men 97 is great. It's really, really good.
A lot of fun.
Yeah. I'm so happy this show was revived. Like made, I guess I should say. And the animation is so cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see.
Hear you,
Next
Brian.
one.
I will end up losing my mind if they bring back the Spider-Man one.
What is that? Spectacular Spider-Man? Well, they're already doing the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah, but I don't think they expected the nostalgia factor to be as big as it was.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. I don't think there's as big of a nostalgia with. I mean, there is, but X-Men was like peak. That was like peak nostalgia.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That Spider-Man show was like right there with it.
I mean, there's so many other Spider-Man things going on right now. I don't know if they would have room for that.
Mm-hmm.
But it would be cool.
All right, D-Train asks here in the chat, thoughts on WrestleMania? I'm not a wrestle person. Is anybody else wrestled?
I used to watch wrestling, but I saw Seth Rollins lost, so that's always a win in my book. Not a big fan of Seth Rollins.
I did see a clip that The Undertaker returned.
Which I
love seeing.
Which is always great. I feel like they always just have like an ongoing contract with Undertaker, just to be like, yo, just show up for 5 minutes for WrestleMania, and then
did I see John Cena also returned?
John Cena was there, which I do like John Cena, so I always do like when John Cena.
Did he have clothes on?
Back. No, he always has his little jorts. You know, he's got his.
Well, he had more clothes on than the Oscars. Yes.
Yeah.
So that if anybody hasn't seen that clip, I'll go watch that clip closely. He looks like he's a baby giraffe running. I don't know if John Cena knows how to run. It is so awkward the way that he is running.
Because his arms are so big, like he can't run like a normal person.
Oh no, my muscles are too big for me to run.
I can't move. Can't do it.
So Jill, do you watch wrestling at all anymore?
No, I haven't. God, I used to be really, really, really into it. I would go to live events and I would watch like Monday Night Raw and SmackDown like religiously back when like it was like CM Punk and AJ Lee and God. So like it's been about like 10 years or so. But and people are still like, oh, you need to get back into it. And I'm like, I know. Sorry, Ash. Yeah, I'm not the biggest Rollins fan. But and people are like, oh, you need to get back into it. It's really good now because like the women's division is like amazing now, which makes me like super stoked. So maybe I'll get back into it, but
that's what I see the most like on my Twitter timeline is posts about the women.
The women, yeah. Well, now they have because they recently.
There's so many of them now.
Well, in the last 5 years, they also started doing the women's God, what's it called? When they had like the 40 competitors.
Wrestling?
No. It's like an event. It's a pay-per-view where
Battle Royale.
Basically.
Let me see if I can come up with a name.
I'm going with Femme Fatale.
Rhea Ripley.
Royal Rumble.
They have an all women's one, so like that's how many women they have in the division now. And then obviously they bring back like past divas like Lita or Trish Stratus will come back. And I'm still upset that AJ Lee didn't come back this year, because if she did, I probably would have jumped back on the wrestling train. But Rhea Ripley, I do follow her on TikTok, and I like her. I dig her. I like her a lot. So maybe I'll get back into it someday, but we'll see.
Yeah, I've never like watched a full thing. It's just never been my thing.
It's just hard. It's just hard to kind of like jump back into it, because it's like there's like it's this ongoing soap opera, It's like there's no
it's a full season worth of thing, or multiple seasons.
It's
like,
multiple years of things, and it's like if you jump in, it's like, which then you can like obviously get back on the train, but it's just
like
hard.
Jumping into the MCU 20 movies in.
It's basically that's basically what it is. So I'm sure I'll go back and watch. I'll start watching it again. Maybe I can convince Sean to watch with me. I doubt he will, but you never know. He loves a good soap opera moment, and that's basically what wrestling is.
Cool.
So we'll see. But
all right, next one from Jeremy Miller here. Thoughts on the Julia Garner Silver Surfer casting?
Isn't there a female Silver Surfer in the comics?
There is.
Yeah.
There is.
So people can go suck it.
Yeah, I don't understand the frustration of people about the casting. First of all, I love the casting
because it's a woman, Jake.
So yes, but what I was more getting to is that it's not like we're never going to see the other Silver Surfer.
But they don't think that. They think they're replacing this guy with
just the fact that it exists.
It blows my mind.
Because people are trash, Jake.
Like after all of these years of castings in not just superhero movies, but movies in general, about whether it be gender swapping or casting someone they don't like for a role or whatever, that they just don't learn that it doesn't mean we won't see that. Mm-hmm. Like, no, I think his name is it Norin Rad, Brian? The male? I think his name is Norin Rad, right? Just be like, I think the reason why they're doing him, not doing him, because obviously we've seen him before. Mm-hmm. But from what I understand is that Silver Surfer, and I don't know the storylines around the female Silver Surfer, but the male Silver Surfer can be like a gigantic storyline, like a very large aspect of the story. So why would you want to use him now? Plus, you give someone like Julia Garner, who is one of the best young actresses out there. For those who don't know, she was in Ozark, which is where she got like her popularity. She won Emmys and stuff for that show. I think it's a brilliant casting. I think she's great. I can't wait to see it. And from the other castings of the Fantastic Four, they've all been different castings, so you should expect them all to be different castings. Like, who thought Pedro Pascal would be playing Reed Richards? Nobody. Nobody. No, you didn't, Brian. Stop it.
Isn't Silver Surfer like one of the most powerful like comic book characters?
He's up there.
He's definitely up there.
I don't really know anything about them, so.
This is driving me nuts that I have to be on mute because of this stupid.
It's not that bad right now, Brian. Just.
So I think the building next to me flooded because they're HVACing and there's a bunch of water coming out of it. Well, yeah, he's a herald of Galactus, and Galactus is
he's like Galactus's little like
bitch boy.
Yeah, he sets up the worlds for Galactus.
He's a little right-wing man.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, first off, who's to say that they don't use her for a little bit, kill her off, and then just bring the other one? Like,
because it's a woman and we need to be mad.
I know, it's stupid. I literally searched up female Silver Surfer and just to see like what is on.
What was it? The first thing was MCU continues
outside
to be
of close. Outside of the like little mini top stories, the first, second, third story or thing that you can click on under IGN and Reddit is from some nerd at Texas who's Aggies? Texas A&M.
Texas A&M
Says Disney continues woke fest with female Silver Surfer.
Read a fucking comic book. Jesus Christ.
I finally muted the word woke on all of our
Good.
comment
Good.
platforms. No comment with the word woke should
No.
ever be in there anymore, and I'm
Nope.
so glad
It's
that I
just-
did that.
It's funny that people respond that way because most of like the major headlines like Deadline, Hollywood Reporter, all the ones that like break the stuff, they usually will play comic version, or they'll put the picture of the comic accurate character. And it's not like they're just doing that to do it. Like it's an actual character that they want to use.
Yeah.
It's just, it's ridiculous. The whole just because it's a woman thing is so stupid to me. So stupid.
It's easy content for those idiots to make. It's so stupid.
Yep. Yep.
And she has a whole entire character arc before she becomes the female Silver Surfer.
Yeah,
too.
we see her in not human form, but in actual form, not just as Silver.
She's like, I think like a ruler of a planet or something, and then just gets thrown into being it. So like it's a whole thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, they can literally change it. They could be husband and wife for all you know. Like they could do whatever they want.
I don't know what the story is about her, why she exists alongside the male Silver Surfer.
They typically don't. It's usually just one. So she was predated. She actually, I think, predated the male one.
Well, and we also have to keep in mind that this movie, from what we know and understand, will be taking place in a different universe, which could mean a female Silver Surfer.
And in the 60s.
Yeah, like it could mean just a different universe where there's a female Silver Surfer.
Mm-hmm.
So in the actual MCU version of the universe, it could be the Silver Surfer, the male version. You never know. We haven't seen this. We're not seeing this movie for 2 years. People need to jump the fuck down and relax.
Also, they're making a huge... I am so mad at the Disney release schedule of how there's so much in like a month.
We don't need to get into that, but yes, I agree. They're making another Star Wars.
My favorite part about that schedule was that it was like all these Disney films and then Night Bitch, and I was like, yes.
Yeah.
What is that?
Night Bitch.
It is a
Amy
horror
Adams
movie starring Amy Adams where what is it? It's like she's dreaming that she's turning into a dog every night or something like that. It's called Night Bitch.
Yeah.
So it was like
Amy Adams. What are you doing?
It was like on the list there. It was like Moana 2, Toy Story 5, Night Bitch. Love it. It's great.
Did you watch the Maxine trailer?
I did.
I feel like that's right up you two's alley.
I mean, yeah.
Well, yeah, it's a threequel of like a pseudo trilogy.
Oh, is it? I know.
Yeah, X and Pearl.
Pearl was one of my favorite like movies of last year.
And Maxine's cast is stacked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bobby Cannavale, Michelle Monaghan, like sign me up.
Halsey. Isn't Giancarlo Esposito in it too?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Would I like Pearl?
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe.
Is it a horror movie?
Yeah.
I would say X is more of a horror movie than Pearl is. Pearl is the origin story to X.
It's like a thriller.
Yeah. X is definitely more of a horror movie.
I just over and over again see and or hear on TikTok the I'm a star that part. And
trust me, I didn't know if I would like them, and I watched them. They're blast. They're blast.
Literally just that part makes me want to watch the movie. And not to mention that she's rumored to be Lilith in Blade.
Oh,
yeah, Mia Goth is great. She's really
like, give me that. You're gonna be the main villain. I think she's great just from that one scene. I can't imagine what she's like in actually her movies.
Yeah, no, they're definitely a good watch. All right, next one here from Dean the Machine Super Chat. Thank you so much, Dean. It might have already been asked, which it hasn't, but are you watching / enjoying Shogun?
I need to start.
Thank you, Dean, for bringing this up.
I started it. We're like 2 episodes in, and I like it so far.
I think it's the best show on television. This show is everything.
I don't know. Love is Blind season 6 was pretty good.
No.
It's a little too similar to Game of Thrones in a lot of ways for me. And there was one scene that I was like, all right, they just did that for shock factor. But overall, I think it is a really, really good show.
Well, did you know that's based on a book, Molly?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's based on a book, and I didn't know this, but they did an adaptation like a long time ago of this, and I had no idea. I think it's so good. Like, I think the storytelling is off the charts. From what I know, because I didn't watch the trailers to it, but like obviously a trailer for this type of show is going to set it up as like this big Japanese action drama. To me, it's a political drama, and even when it changes kind of genres from what you see in the trailers to when the show debuts, and you're still so intrigued and interested by what's going on just through dialogue, and not just dialogue, but Japanese subtitled dialogue.
Oh, it's not in English?
No, it's in
some
Japanese.
Of it is.
Yeah, some of it is
an English character.
Yeah, but I would say 90% of it is Japanese subtitles.
Ooh.
And I am so just invested in everything that's happening with these characters.
I was so confused for the first episode and partially some of the second one because they kept saying Portuguese, like, oh, he speaks Portuguese, and it was English, and I was like, what? None of this is Portuguese, but I was like, oh, they think it's Portuguese. All right, I got it.
Yeah, yes. Just a setup for those who don't know, it's based when Japan didn't know that other places were out there.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're just an island, and they didn't know all of this stuff was happening around them with like England, Portugal, and all of these places. And then foreigners come to their land, and it kind of creates these things. It's super, super cool. Yeah, it's brilliant. I enjoy it. I enjoy it so much, and it's also great because you have to force yourself to sit down and watch it because of the subtitles.
Oh yeah, you got.
So I get to sit down in the dark when the house is quiet and watch the show, which is probably why I like it so much. I have to force myself to have quiet surroundings to be able to watch the show, which is nice.
And there's a lot of interesting religious elements to it. Like you said, it's a very political show, but also Catholicism was. Did you guys hear Alex?
No.
I know he's playing with the boys. When I was setting up, I just heard Sean go, "Well, hello, Alex. You're not who I expected to be in here." And I was like, "Oh, what a treat."
There's some really interesting religious aspects to the story too.
It's so funny because this is one of those shows I have like 4 like really like serious-y type shows that I'm like wanting to start watching. Shogun, Fellow Travelers, Masters of the Air, and Apples Never Fall. And I'm like, oh, these are all so good. I can't wait to start watching them. And then I start watching trash shows like The Valley and
Apples Never Fall is as close to a trash show that you'll find. It's not that it's bad. I'm saying it is it's very much set up like a reality show, just scripted.
I thought it was supposed to be like Gone Girl series.
It is, but it feels like you're watching like because it's focused on one family, so it feels like you're watching a reality TV family in a scripted television show.
It's a mystery drama.
Mm-hmm.
It's a TV series based off of a book.
This doesn't.
I'm not saying it's bad, Brian, because we watched it in like 3 days or something.
Yeah, it's on Peacock. They made it just for Peacock. Yeah, and you said you like Masters of the Air.
Did.
You gotta find a good balance between the trash TV and the good stuff.
My problem is I don't know where or when this started, but my like attention span is like at an all-time low.
TikTok.
Probably.
But like I need to like be doing something while I'm watching them, but like TikTok. I want
the TikTok and the Lego building and
well, you've seen the TikToks that are side by side. One is like almost ASMR and one is video games.
Yeah.
That is
one side is video games, one side they're like deep cleaning a carpet.
That is some BS that is going to really mess up young people's minds. Mm-hmm. And I know I sound ancient right now, but
Save
Brian
the
is
young
talking
people.
about his attention span.
Yeah, it's like I find myself wanting to watch a show, but I don't. But I know that like I want to play like my Switch at the same time, so it's like I want to give Shogun or Masters of the Air like my attention.
Well, Shogun might help with that because, like Jake said, you have to read the subtitles to follow
Yeah.
along.
So I don't know. I did.
You're making a choice, Brian. You just
It's hard.
You just
I
either
know.
gotta do it or you don't.
Oh no, I know. And that's
It's like
kind
choosing what you want for dinner. You either do it or you don't.
and that's well.
It's not like you're gonna stop at 2 places, or do you?
Jane. Look what Jane said.
Mima is right. Jane is right. Mima, always listen to Mima.
Uh-huh. That's how I've been with movies also. Like I've been wanting to watch Oppenheimer, but like
Oh
I
my
just
god, Jesus!
You should watch it.
I know.
It's
I,
good.
I'm
You can
thinking
even
about-
like take your own little intermission if you want.
That's what I
we
was
did.
thinking. I was thinking I was just gonna split it up to like an hour.
You guys suck. Intermissions. God,
3
I
hours
don't
is a
know.
long time.
I watched
Worth
the
it.
movie.
it's so worth it.
Yeah, like it's almost to the point where it's like if I don't see it in movies theaters now, I'm like my attention span is so low that it's like I don't know. Like I need to go see Godzilla. Otherwise I'm just probably gonna like not pay attention and watch it.
Speaking of long run times, I didn't know Poor Things was 2.5 hours.
I don't even
Yeah.
know what
I
had
didn't have any
no
complaints
idea.
about that one.
I thought it was probably like an hour 50, maybe touching 2, but 2.5 hours. I had no idea.
Did you watch it?
I started it. I wasn't able to finish it yet.
Oh, so you
did
took an intermission?
Nope. I had a crying baby actually. so-
Intermission.
Sounds like an intermission.
No, sorry. That's a reason.
That was really good. That was
That's
really
like
funny.
that's a reason.
That's
That was
like
really funny.
Molly takes her intermissions when she has to go potty during shows and stuff like that.
Yeah, Hilo
Yeah.
needed to go out. We
Just gotta go feed
needed-
Hilo.
Our Uber Eats had gotten delivered.
I don't know what made
So
me.
different from what happened to me.
I don't know. For us, what do they call it? I don't get to include myself in a dink wad.
Dinks. Yeah,
You're
dinks.
dinks. I'm a sink.
We had the biggest
You're
dink weekend of all time. We just like did a bunch of nothing, and we grilled for the first time this season
That
yesterday,
sounds
and
wonderful.
went to a concert.
I know. I saw you were just reading
We
outside.
were outside reading our books.
To which I saw it was Akatar. By the way, I only have 3 hours left of the last book, so we can
Ooh.
chat.
Nice.
Are you still on 2?
I'm still on 3. That one's been kind of dragging for me, but I'm trying to get through it. I'm like 60% through.
When I went over to Jake's this weekend, I gave Gabby the audiobooks. So I'm hoping we can reel her into our cult of fairies and stuff.
I need to start the Throne of Glass series. That's what I need to do next.
Didn't you say you ordered the whole entire thing?
No, I ordered the first one.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't gonna. It's really hard for me to drop a lot of money at one time right now, Brian.
Oh no, I just could have sworn you said, "Oh,
No.
I bought it all."
No, I bought the first one. Yeah, I got
Okay.
a wedding to pay for, and I just booked my next Atlanta trip, so I have money.
Well, Jake's gonna jump back into the High Republic.
Mhm.
Jump.
Yay! Where at? Where are you jumping?
I'm actually gonna restart because it's been so long. And I'm not. I told Brian this. I'm not super worried about like getting it done as quick as everybody else is, or staying up to date with the releases because I know there's a lot.
So
I lost track when the wedding was happening, and then when Gabby was being pregnant, and then now having Bo. And I'm finding time again when I'm around the house cleaning or doing something outside or driving or at work, and I'm just gonna restart and just do it all over again. So
Sounds good.
yeah.
If
I got
you-
through like 4 or 5 of them, I think, when it all started, and then
Yeah.
it just started to fall off.
you were also going kind of all over the place a little bit too. At least from the ones that I saw when I was putting them on your computer the other day.
Mhm.
Like, I think you were reading Tempest Runner, and I was like, "That's
No, I hadn't started those.
oh okay."
No.
I ended up skipping most of phase 2,
Hmm.
which I think you could get away with doing if you wanted, because it's so different from phase 1 and phase 3 that like, and then they're still great books. I did read 1 or 2 of them, so if you wanted to go back and get to those, but for me it was just kind of dragging because I was so ready to get back to the phase 1 characters.
Yeah. You heard it here first, folks. Molly Damon hates phase 2 of the High Republic.
I didn't say hate.
There was one of the books I enjoyed. I forget what phase 2.
Path of Deceit. That's one of the ones that I read, and it was good.
I don't remember which one.
So is phase 2 over?
Yeah, we're into phase 3 now.
Isn't phase 3 almost done? Or no?
Not almost done. We still got a couple more to come out, but if you read any of the comics, Shadows of Starlight is really good.
Okay.
For phase 3.
Cool. All right, next question here. Kind of a switch gears from D Train. Which podcast do you guys listen to? Who do you consider the best? Excuse me.
I don't.
I'm not a huge podcast person, shockingly.
Yeah, I used to listen to a lot more when I had an office job, but because I work at home now, it's like I don't really.
When you had an office job, when was that?
Years ago. I had several office jobs, actually, but I don't have as much time to just dedicate to sitting and listening while I work. And plus, a lot of my work is editing now, so I can't listen to anything while I do that. But the podcasts that I do listen to are mostly Force Center Pod, which is Ken and Joseph and Jennifer talking about Star Wars. That's the only other Star Wars show that I listen to.
I thought you listened to Sith Council.
Brian, who do you think I am?
I can't believe that show still exists. By the way.
Same.
And then occasionally I'm like way behind now, but I will listen to Hellmouth Homos talk about Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, isn't that Chase?
Chase and Beza,
Yeah,
that's
such a
their show. It's so good, and that one's just fun for me because it's Chase going through the show for the first time.
Oh, that's fun.
I regularly listen to Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum. Michael Rosenbaum he played Lex Luthor on Smallville, and he has a podcast that brings on other celebrities and they just talk about life. It's not really specific to anything that goes on, but he's had a number of incredible people on, Nicholas Hoult and James Gunn, and a lot of big people that he's met in the industry or that now just come on because of how popular the podcast is. That's the only one I listen to regularly. I'll pop in and watch stuff like Blank Check, which is Griffin Newman. Or I've even listened to John Hoey's movie podcast as well, just because I like listening to movie breakdowns. So those are the other two.
I wish I could listen to more. I just need to do it.
I'm trying to think.
Oh, there was one. So we listened to a bunch of Hello from the Magic Tavern.
Yeah, you guys were into that for a while.
Yeah.
There are so many episodes of that and seasons. And we started it on a road trip, and it was kind of like, okay, this is just our road trip podcast now. But I would love to catch up on that because they're making an animated show out of it, and it's really, really fun.
Nice. I used to listen to My Favorite Murder a lot. But then they slowly started to become kind of like victim blamey, and I was like, I don't like this, so I stopped.
I listened to like way back in the day when Serial first started. I did listen to that.
Yeah.
I don't have the attention span for a podcast. Me
neither. That's why I can't do audiobooks, because I can't like listen as I'm doing something.
I think
I would literally just have to sit there like a bump on a log. And,
that's why I sit with the book and like do both.
See, that I could do. I could do that.
I think you guys could do the graphic audio.
I can't. I still can't.
You don't even know what it sounds like.
I have listened to it on TikTok. I know exactly what it sounds like.
The graphic audio or just the audiobook?
The graphic audiobooks.
I went and listened to the samples, and I was like, okay, this is neat, but I was kind of like comparing it to the book, and I was like, I want to hear all the words from the book. So
Is
I don't
there
know.
not that many? I was told it just leaves out a lot of like he said.
It actually jumps around quite a bit. I don't know. Like I might go back through and listen to the graphic audios after I finish
fun.
the series, but
yeah, I can't do just listening. If I'm gonna do a podcast, I will watch it on YouTube. If they have like a visual one, because I get annoyed when they're doing stuff and I can't see what they're talking about. That frustrates me, and I'm like, well, I feel like I'm being cheated out of whatever is going on, not knowing. So
just watch the YouTube version. I saw something pop up on my Twitter feed today that was talking about people, younger people watching more YouTube than Netflix now.
That doesn't surprise me.
It. The kids at my work do. That's for sure.
That's great. Keep it up, kids.
Yeah.
Keeps me with a job.
Yeah. You guys like Star Wars?
Like them Star Warses?
Yeah. I know some Star Warsers. Although I have told some of my coworkers, and they've actually jumped on your money train.
Choo-choo.
Mm-hmm. How many followers are you guys at now? You crossed 800, right?
Yeah, we're at like 803,000, I think, last I checked.
That's good for you.
It's been a slow chug-a-lug.
Hey, that's all that matters.
Ma'am, you are at 805.
Ooh.
Oh. I'm going to chalk that up to my shorts that I've been editing.
Oh, for sure.
Right.
Alex is so out of touch nowadays. It's not even funny.
Those Cerveza Crystal ones still make me laugh because well, it was funny because Alex like held his and then you just couldn't stop laughing, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is the best.
I should have put bloopers up from that, because the first time with the first cut of that, I was like, why are you holding it for so long and just staring into the camera? And he's like, that's the bit that I'm doing, and I'm like, it's weird.
It's perfect. It's
I don't
perfection.
like it.
No notes. No notes. Weird. 10 out of 10. No notes.
How many more Bad Batch episodes do we have?
Let's
4?
see. We're
5?
we're about to get 12, 13, 14, 15. So 5 episodes, I think.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
That show is so good. I am not prepared for it to end.
We don't have. Do we have anything animated lined up after it, or no?
Tales of the
Empire.
Oh yeah,
which is just kind of going to be quick. Like a short series. They're going to dump all that on May 4th.
Yeah.
But no, we don't really know what's coming next as far as a new animated series.
I need some Star Wars animated. It always is like the balance of like the palate cleanser of like too much like real Star Wars, and then you get to kind of like just go into the animated.
Animated is real Star Wars, Brian.
I meant like live action. Live action.
Well, I'm hoping that because they're doing Tales of the Empire, I'm hoping that means they'll do Tales of the
Republic.
Did you see the GIF or meme, whatever the hell you call it, that someone put? They just put like 80 Tales of whatever, and then it was like Tales of what's the you know that scene of the guy that's carrying like the ice cream cooler?
Oh, the
Wilro Hood.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the container called?
What is it? A Camtono?
Camptono? Something like that. I forget.
Whatever. It was like Tales of that, and then it was like Tales.
I liked Brian Ward's Tales of the Diner. That's what I want.
That could actually be kind of dope.
That's
like,
what I want.
Legit, like him just telling stories.
Because he has a ton.
Yeah. So
I would love it if they just kept doing little vignettes like this and kind of filling in some story gaps. That would be fun. Tales of the Rebellion would be a good one.
Ooh,
to get some more Leia content would be nice.
Now I need to find it because there were some actual like good suggestions on. Oh my god! I literally go on Twitter. The first thing is Google searches for eyes hurt spiked during the solar eclipse.
Don't look at the solar eclipse,
Color me
y'all.
shocked. Color
Lord.
me shocked.
Yeah.
I have seen who brought it up, but yeah, Andy said I sometimes listen to Conan's podcast. My issue is to listen to a podcast. I have to stop listening to music, and that's hard for me to do.
Yeah.
I see a lot of clips of Conan's podcast on like TikTok and stuff and YouTube.
I
can't hear you, Jake.
The amount of kids we had to tell today. Oh,
I just put Bo down, so I apologize.
Okay. The amount of kids we had to tell today not to look at the sun makes me worried.
Oh my god.
We had to make an announcement over the loudspeaker today. Please do not look at the sun. You will
and
go
I'm sure
blind.
a lot of them probably still did.
Hello.
Immediately after my first period, they all ran outside and went like this. I'm like, come on. Like,
I understand the temptation when there's an eclipse, but yeah.
Okay, so here are some good ones. Are
we still on podcast, by the way, or what are we on?
No.
We were talking about Bad Batch and then Tales of the Empire. And
Perfect.
So they've got like Tales of the Night Sisters, Tales of the Inquisitors, Tales of the Hutts, Tales of the X-Wing pilots, Tales of...
Those are like a little too specific, but I mean, yeah.
Well, if you want to go into like funny ones, they have Tales of Max Rebo's band, Tales of the Star Wars,
Tales of the Wars of the Stars,
Tales of the Gungans, Tales of the Holidays, Tales of the Canto Bight Casino. That would not go over well with a lot of people. Tales of the Moisture Farmers.
So Tales of anything in Star Wars.
Pretty much. Tales of the Wookiees. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
What is Tales of the Mods? Is there something in Star Wars called mods?
Mods? Oh, is that
like
the
a mod? Like a modification?
The people in Book of Boba Fett?
Yeah, like a modification person.
Oh, that's
the
right.
mod gang that everybody hated.
Oh, I loved them.
Yeah.
Tales of the 501st. That'd be kind of cool. Ooh, give me Tales of the Chiss. I would lose my mind.
That would be nice, actually, because there's so much Chiss content, but you got to go read all the Thrawn books or read the comics, and it would be nice to give little bite-size animated bits of that stuff.
Ooh, this would be a kind of cool idea because they could really do anything with it. Tales of the Wills.
Mm-hmm.
That would be kind of cool. I would rather see that in animation than live action, like how that whole thing works. Tales of the Knights of Ren would be dope. I saw Jeremy said that. Even though we got it in comics, but still. I don't know. There's cool ones.
Just quickly speaking on the Bad Batch, I love it. I love season 3 so far. It's great. I caught up on, because I had the 2 episodes while I was in Hawaii. I watched them Sunday night. Really good episodes. That last episode is very interesting on how it's all left out. And then Tales of the Empire looks great. I mean, it looks great.
When I heard the name, I was like, and then I saw the trailer and who it was going to be about, and I was like, oh, this is not the direction I thought they were going with this.
Yeah.
Jake, you would like this Tales of Pod Racers.
Yeah, let's not. Yeah. Don't get me excited, Brian. That'll never happen because for some reason they want to stay away from pod racing because they suck.
I don't know. That'd be cool though.
All right, we have 2 more here. Just this one's quickly from Jeremy Miller. Speaking of Spider-Man, we were talking about it earlier. Did you guys see the Miles Morales Spider-Man short?
No.
I haven't seen it either. It's on my list. I've heard it's really good.
I don't even know where it is. Is it on YouTube? Like what?
I don't know if that's a good question actually. I believe it's called Enter the Spider. I want to say it's called.
It's about anxiety, I guess. Like
Yeah, him
Miles is
dealing with
having
all
like
it.
anxiety and
Yeah, it's like a little scary. One of the pictures they released is him being like surrounded by a bunch of spiders. So, yeah, I've heard it's really good. I like that they're doing stuff like that, which is kind of a cool little plus because we're not getting part 2 of Beyond this. Yeah, we're not getting Beyond the Spider-Verse until next year now, which we were supposed to be getting it this year.
That's okay. Take your time. That's one of the very few
take your time with
movies franchises where I'm like, we'll let you cook. You take your time.
Jeremy says it's on Sony's YouTube channel. So there you go.
Nice.
And the next one here is from Super Chat from Dean the Machine. Thank you so much again, Dean. Tales from the Cantina starring
E. Arthur and Harvey Korman. Yes.
Harvey Korman.
Oh boy.
Yep.
If only.
Yep.
Do we see? I've been meaning to ask you guys. Do you think by the end of Tales of the Empire, Barris is still going to be alive?
No.
I don't think so either.
No.
Go ahead, Molly. Sorry.
I really don't know. I think there's a good chance she dies, but I don't know.
It would be cool if that one little part of Anakin is like, you're the one that's the reason why Ahsoka left the Jedi Order, and he like just
started this.
Sabers her. Yeah.
I don't see her escaping Vader's hand into whatever he's gonna, or wherever she wants to go. I think it's very rare that someone gets away. We saw someone get away, or at least we think we saw someone get away in Obi-Wan. Yeah, I don't think so.
Alex seems to think that she'll go kind of similar way to Reva and get away and kind of like
really.
That's what I think.
Interesting.
I don't think she has it in her to be an Inquisitor fully and like do that stuff. So
she just looks uncomfortable. Like, I shouldn't be here.
Yeah. She knows.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm interested because if the way Tales of the Jedi worked, it was 3 episodes focused on a character in 3 different time periods, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes. 3 episodes, 2 characters.
So this is obviously going to spread 3 episodes, and I don't know if she's in all of them. Obviously, it's focused on Morgan a little bit more, but yeah, I'm very curious.
I'm actually kind of happy. I know a lot of people were like, ew, why are we getting this character?
I liked her.
I liked
so did I.
A lot. I think it's a great choice, especially after, because we don't know what
happened with Thrawn, and
we don't know how she came to know Thrawn and all that. Like, there's a good chunk of story there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
she was so cool, and then like right up to the finale, I was like, this character is awesome, and then she dies, and I was
they kill her off.
Dude, she's just a badass. Like the way she fights and everything, the actress that plays her and stuff. I was like, I don't want to not see her anymore.
Yeah.
And then seeing this, I was like, yeah.
Yeah. Once you realize that everything she's doing is for Dathomir, when she kind of whispers that part under her breath, you're like, oh baby, hell yeah.
I love it. Trolls will troll, but the ones that we're eating over here.
This is a wild question and probably a really dumb question, but what are the chances of someone like Ventress showing up because she is in this?
Showing up where?
With the Morgan episodes.
Oh.
She technically is alive at some of the points.
Well, but Morgan's on that whole. Oh well, no, she came back to. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know that Ventress would be in, because I think they're going to focus more on her Night Sister clan from the mountains, wherever that area is.
We'll see Mother Talzin, right? I think, yeah, a little bit,
maybe,
because she knew the blade, but then again, you could just know it by off the name.
This is like this. Her clan is like out.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Separated from where Mother Talzin was, so I don't know.
I'm excited. I think it.
Yeah, I'm really excited for it.
It looked great. Like, I was like, "Shut up!" to the kids when I was turned it on.
Stop talking.
Like, I don't care about Star Wars. I'm like, I don't care about you. Stop talking.
You're wrong.
Yeah, you don't know.
Your brain isn't fully developed. You shut up.
You don't know what you're talking about. You like Cocoa Melon and stuff. We're 15. I don't care.
My
Yeah.
God.
I'm excited. I think it looks great. And I think they got good characters to go off of too.
Mm-hmm.
I excite. And then you get what? Acolyte's not that far after that.
Acolyte's a month after.
They're dropping so much on May 4th.
All the by the way, just in general, all of the Star Wars news that's been happening is pretty cool to see.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's like good or bad or like far off, it's just fun to get that type of stuff again.
Yeah. There's a lot of just like excitement around the new movies that are definitely being made and the show's coming out.
Getting the Andor writer for Dawn of the Jedi.
When I saw that, I went, Jake is losing his mind right now.
Alex was like on his phone on IMDb looking up the guy, and he was like, he did One Way Out. We're winning.
It's gonna be just thinking about how good those episodes were, and he's gonna create the origin.
Yeah, I'm excited for the dialogue portion of it all, which is so
Yeah.
fun. Like I'm excited just to hear these characters talk about it
Mm-hmm.
because of Andor.
There's going to be a new article in the Empire magazine from Daisy Ridley talking about how excited she is about Rey in the new movie too.
They dropped a quote today.
Hashtag scoops for Molly.
Yeah, they dropped a quote earlier today saying that
it's
wouldn't come back
unmatched.
if she wasn't excited or something like that. So yeah.
I mean, it's Star Wars looks like it's funny because it feels like actually no, I'm not going to even go there. Never
We
mind.
said this last time, so let's just reel it back a slight bit.
That's I mean,
don't get me wrong, I'm excited for all of it.
We're getting a Mando Grogu movie.
Yeah. Like I think everything that's coming is just very exciting because it's so different from what we've gotten in the past. Like there's not a Skywalker movie. It's the first time we can say that in the history of Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
The history of Star Wars, which is super exciting. So, well, I guess there technically is
Unless
a
you
Skywalker
count
movie, but you know what I mean.
Rey, but
You know what I mean? There's not a saga movie. There's not a saga movie. I'll say that. There you go.
or one in that time frame.
which it's time. It had to happen. It's time.
Agreed.
Yeah, you can't create a whole universe and then stay on one spot forever.
Yeah, you don't want to stay stagnant. Star Wars is known for being innovative in not only how they make their movies and shows, but how they're writing them and creating them. So time to move it along.
Also, I don't think I've ever even seen anything from her, but the way Leslie Headland talks about things like today when it said like Vanestra's seen some shit. Like it's just like someone from Star Wars, like a creator saying like that. It's like
if you've seen Russian Doll, you understand.
No, I haven't. So like just seeing them like what's the best way you can describe her? She's seen some shit. Like that's like I'm like you've got me hooked. Like, yep, let's go.
I really hope we can get a chance to talk to her on Star Wars Explained because I forget where it was, but she was quoted. This was like a couple years ago when we were first finding out about her doing Acolyte, but she was quoted saying that she's watched our channel. And so I'm like,
that's so cool.
Yeah. Let's get that interview.
Well, you're already like besties with those composers. Who is it again?
The Kiners?
Yes, them. Yeah.
I wouldn't say besties.
They're total besties. So, yeah.
They're good at what they do.
They're very good at what they do. So, yeah.
Well, there will be tons of Acolyte coverage here. We have a while. We have 2 months, but there will definitely
fly.
There will be a lot of. There will also be. We'll cover Tales of the Empire as well. So you'll see a Star Wars coverage here on POV. I think that's gonna do it for tonight. No major questions that I can see from the chat. We appreciate everyone who sent them in. If you did it through Super Chat, cannot thank you guys enough. We appreciate it. And we'll be back in 2 weeks with the main show. covering things that we're watching and any kind of major news that's going on. So let's do some quick plugs before we wrap it up, and then we'll head out of here. Jill, why don't you kick us off?
Jilly Marie, 2 Y's, 2 E's on Twitter and Instagram.
Mr. Brian?
Be a Volcano on stuff, and that's it.
So exciting. You
I have
everyone
nothing
to follow you.
I have nothing. Honestly, the amount I use social media now, it's like
What about
minimal.
your Goodreads stuff?
Dude,
or your Letterboxd or any of that.
It's so funny because like I'm like, oh, I'm gonna put this in Serialize, and then I just completely forget. It's like I've tried. Serialize is hard. That one's hard to stay on top of. Letterboxd, movie, check. Episodes.
Yeah, I've been keeping up with Letterboxd.
I like when you do yours because I'm like, okay, that's an opinion I can trust.
3.5 stars across the board. That's my favorite rating.
The best thing is mentally I can see Jake just like gut stabbed when you like go after like, what did you give Dune Part 2?
3.5 stars.
Okay, yeah. And then what was the other one you just did too?
Oppenheimer.
It's just like Shank. I love it.
What did I give? I know we're trying to wrap up, so I will try to make this quick. But I think I gave something recently like pretty high mark. Oh, it was American Fiction. I was like, boom, 5 stars. That movie was amazing. Yeah.
Interesting. Qui-Gon Jake everywhere for me too, and someone else took it before I did. Certain POV crew for us. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, trying to stay on top of those clips for everyone. Getting a good response from a lot of people who probably are not subscribed. So if you see this, please subscribe. We'd greatly appreciate you guys joining the journey. And then Patreon, of course. So check out Patreon. A lot of news updates for Patreon coming tomorrow regarding stuff that is coming in the next few weeks. So again, everyone watching, thank you guys so much. Everyone who donated, we appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your week, and we'll catch you guys next time. Bye, guys.